The European Parliament embraces the clash of civilizations theory. A resolution dated 26 March 2009 not only reaffirms the need for a great transatlantic market, it also places the great transatlantic market in a new world order which converges with the views of the American government. Very far removed from economic issues, the resolution states that the inauguration of the new US president marks the beginning of a new era in the history of the United States, one which has been recognized worldwide as responding to great expectations and has the potential to give fresh impetus to the transatlantic partnership. It states that the majority of Europeans and Americans believe that the European Union and the United States should respond in partnership to international threats. It explains that the transatlantic partnership must remain the keystone of the European Union's external activities, such that together we may build an international environment to face threats and challenges which beset us both. It further underlines the importance of NATO as the keystone of transatlantic security. Extending the American clash of civilizations theory, the goal of transatlantic economic integration is presented as the means whereby Western countries can affront other world powers together. The Parliament's resolution, therefore, encourages closer integration of European and United States markets, the better to compete with emerging markets. The Parliament then goes on to reconfirm the great market's aims in terms of liberalization. The transatlantic partnership is based on common goals, such as open and integrated economies. The Parliament calls for overcoming present obstacles to economic integration and the realization of a unified transatlantic market by 2015. All economic and financial sectors are implicated in an integration which requires general deregulation, exactly like the European single market. In this way, the domain of free and unhindered competition is to be extended. The Parliament is in favour of the suppression of obstacles which might limit investments and the transatlantic provision of financial services. The Parliament recommends progressive integration of financial markets by means of mutual recognition, accompanied by convergence between present regulatory frameworks and, wherever possible, timely exemptions. It is mindful that free access to all markets, regulatory adjustments to meet international standards, the uniform application of those regulations, and a constant dialogue with market participants are fundamental principles enabling successful integration. It invites the European Union and US authorities to avoid setting up obstacles to foreign investment. Finally, it encourages competent monetary institutions to strengthen their coordination so that all economic policies serve a single great market exactly like the European Union. The European Socialist Party voted massively with the right in favor of this new Atlantist resolution. 154 votes in favor, 2 against, and 1 abstention. The Socialist and Green Party MEPs voted unhesitatingly in favor, among them Benoît Hamon, Harlem Désir, and Southwestern MEPs Françoise Castex, Gilles Savary, and Béatrice Patry. As did the Green Party Gérard Onesta. As for Kader Arif, well, he wasn't present for the vote. The only French Socialist MEP not to vote in favor of the resolution chose to abstain. This was Marie-Noëlle Lienemann, MEP, whom the Socialist Party did not select for re-election.
Entre vous plus de controverses qu'on caduque ou qu'on débutant, petit con de la dernière averse.
In support of the Great Transatlantic Market, the European Parliament and the Commission emphasize whatever synergy appears evident to them and will ignore economic contradictions between the two bodies, which are, nonetheless, countless. A fight between participants in the aeronautics industry, Airbus and Boeing, divergence between two agricultural models, opposition between social protection models. European trade relations with China and Russia are on the increase. No great market is envisaged with these partners. In its 1 June 2006 resolution, the European Parliament affirms that trade between these two large markets has reached unprecedented levels. Volume has reached €1 billion a day. The EU exports almost €120 billion in services to the United States, a third of total volume in services outside the European Union. Direct foreign investments now exceed $1.5 trillion. It adds, the European Union and the United States are the largest bilateral partnership in the world in terms of trade, about $600 billion in goods and services in 2003, and investment $1.4 trillion in 2003. And no less than 14 million jobs in the European Union and the United States depend on transatlantic trade, according to the Commission. Does the important volume of European trade with the United States justify such a privileged partnership as the creation of a free trade zone and common market? According to data collected by the European Commission's General Trade Directorate, we also learn that since 2003, China has become the second European trading partner, and Russia has become our third trading partner since 2005, having been ranked fourth in 2005 and fifth in 2003. For the first time, in 2006, the amount of trade between China plus Russia and the European Union, €471.728 billion, is higher than the amount of trade with the United States, €444.201 billion. The difference widened again in 2007. Our trade with China and Russia increased by €534.982 billion, and at €441.731 billion tapered off slightly with the United States. Over the period from 2003 to 2007, our trade with the United States has increased by €56.326 billion, as compared with an increase of €154.950 billion with China and €124.470 billion with Russia. Would the growth of trade with these two countries legitimize engaging a similar process with them as we have with the United States? These numbers demonstrate that the final aim of the Great Transatlantic Market is, in fact, to embody solidarity between European and US civilizations, which Huntington insists is indispensable for the restoration of American imperium. Apart from the change in our European project, the Great Transatlantic Market would be an unprecedented liberalization of our trade relations. The suppression of numerous tariff barriers, which are part of legislative initiatives designed to provide for social, sanitation, cultural, or environmental necessities to which the European Parliament refers in its 8 May 2008 resolution, could, for example, confer rights on private American companies very active in health or education to compete with European public services. It would also lead to an alignment of our agricultural models and preempt restrictions on the importation of beef tainted with growth hormones. As for the European economy, it would be invited to supply the American market once it had itself been opened up. European leaders hope that heavily indebted American consumers will be able to power our economy, whilst European wage earners, subject to the Commission's ultra-liberal policies, will see their purchasing power decline. The European Union is therefore actively preparing to integrate economically, politically, and strategically with the United States, without its citizens ever having decided on it. The Great Transatlantic Market project is all the more drastic, since, following the European Parliament, it is essential to ensure that present and future generations remain committed to this partnership, as set out in its 26 March 2009 resolution. Further proof, if it were needed, that the Lisbon Treaty was conceived to get around the expressed will of the people. The European Parliament confirms the Lisbon Treaty's important place as a stepping stone towards implementing the Great Transatlantic Market via international agreements. It believes it is appropriate that negotiations on the new agreement begin once the Lisbon Treaty has become enforceable.
Rafael Correa est devenu président de la République de l'Équateur en 2006. Une de ses premières décisions a été de limoger les représentants de la Banque mondiale et de demander à ceux du FMI de quitter l'immeuble de la Banque centrale dans son pays.
La bureaucratie internationale, incapable et malhonnête, doit respecter notre pays. Donc nous avons renvoyé le représentant de la Banque mondiale. De plus, nous nous réservons le droit de faire le nécessaire pour les pertes subies par le pays et déclarer la dette illégale.
6 mois plus tard, Correa allait un peu plus loin en satisfaisant la requête des organes sociaux, une commission d'audit intégrale de la dette publique de l'Équateur.
En fait, ce qui était très important au niveau de la commission d'audit de l'Équateur, c'est que tous nos travaux ont été rendus publics. Donc la population équatorienne a été largement informée de pourquoi la dette qui avait été contractée par le gouvernement antérieure de l'Équateur, notamment au cours de l'année 2000, était une dette frappée d'illégitimité.
Devant les conclusions de la commission, le gouvernement a prouvé que la dette est illégale et a déclaré la cessation de paiement pour 70% de la dette obligataire de l'Équateur.